very clearly, very definitively by Swarup Damodar Goswami and also by Rupa Goswami, and then further quoted by merciful is that it is defined in one beautiful verse quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, but actually that was from Swarup Damodar Goswami. I hope do you know who is Swarup Damodar Goswami? Who is Swarup Damodar Goswami? No, that okay, that fine, forget about that. Who is he in Gaur Leela?
Lord Chaitanya's
Chaitanya's secretary. He was Lord Chaitanya's secretary. We sing just now also. Aha Swarup Sanatan Rupa Raghunath. That Swarup refers to Swarup Damodar Goswami. He was, whatever the way you want to call it, he is the secretary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is none other than, he can communicate the mood. He understands Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the fullest extent, and he can enhance the mood of Mahaprabhu. That was his service in Gaur Leela. Anyway, that's a separate topic in itself. So he recorded, he is secretary to that extent that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot tolerate any deviation either in rasa or in tattva. If he sees any deviation, he cannot tolerate. So if anything has to be presented to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that should be presented to Swarup Damodar first and then to Mahaprabhu. That was the system. Anyway, that much closeness he had with Swarup Damodar, with Mahaprabhu, and he wrote in his diary about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's reason for incarnation, or as a prayer, actually as a blessing. He wrote something which was also adopted by Rupa Goswami in one of his work, Vidakta Madhava, I believe. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That verse begins as follows: Anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalau samarpayitum unnatojjala rasa swabhakti shriyam hari purata dudi kadamba sandipitaha sada pradaya kandare spuratuva sachinandana. So if I have a book, I could read the translation. Anyway, I will not explain it anyway. Anarpita charim chirat, which means which was that which was not given by anybody else for a very long time. Anarpita charim chirat, karunaya avatirna kalau. To give that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here with mercifully appeared here. Samarpayatum unnata ujjvala rasa swabhakti shriyam. He gives what is that which was anarpita charim. What is that which was not given for so long time? That is unnata ujjvala rasa swabhakti. About his own bhakti, that which is unnata ujjvala, that which is resplendent, it's radiant. Yeah, we can read Srila Prabhupada's translation. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as son of the Srimati Sachi Devi, it ends with Sachinandana. Okay. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. He says, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, your heart, which means the readers of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He uses the word Vaha. Vaha means your. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, often he used to recite this verse with Na Sachinandana, which means in us. We'll take into us. Let him reside in our heart. Anyway, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love.
The drama teams.
Yeah, let them settle. Let them settle. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world to give the conjugal love, the mellow of conjugal love, which is defined as the most sublime and radiant mellow. It's not that Chaitanya, actually when that someone here said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Krishna Prema, I said to some level it's right. But here it is specifically mentioned. Why I said some level is because here it is specifically mentioned that he came to give which kind of Krishna Prema? The Krishna Prema with the mellow of conjugal love. Prema can be there in all five rasas, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically came to give in Madhurya rasa. Anyway, these are all very high level of subject, which we may not discuss in detail now. But the idea is that why I narrated this is because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all incarnations are merciful, but he is mentioned as merciful specifically because he gives the highest mellow of conjugal love between himself, between Krishna and his devotees. And he relishes that by himself. He came in the garb of a devotee, he relished the devotional mood to the greatest extent which was never ever exhibited in the world before him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited the prema to the highest level which is usually manifested only by Srimati Radharani, and no one except Srimati Radharani can manifest such level of deep ecstasy. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sakshat Krishna himself, Sakshat Krishna. However, he came in the mood of Srimati Radharani to relish the mellows which was relished by her. And he also shows that this is the rasa, this is the highest level, which nobody can imagine. Just for example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy, sometimes his whole body will get into himself, will get into his torso, like a tortoise. Tortoise hands, legs and all the limbs goes into the body. So similarly, sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's whole body will be pulled into his just the upper body. And sometimes his hands will get elongated to several meters. And often the tears will come from his eyes like Jalayantra. Today is Holi, also celebrated today or yesterday, whatever. So in Holi they use this pitchkari with which they can just press. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's called Jalayantra in Sanskrit. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sings and dances in Kirtan, the tears will come like Jalayantra. Everyone will be pierced by the water that which comes from his eyes. And his body will ooze with blood. It's something which is unimaginable for people. It may seem like some fantasies, nothing. It was factual, just recorded 500 years back. Anyway, we will not get into that because the discussion today is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation. And one reason he is so merciful, or the main reason, is that he gives that type of prema which was never seen by anybody else before. That's the point. And he gives, every incarnation gives mercy, but as I narrated in the beginning, every incarnation gives or merciful, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also merciful, and his mercy takes him to the level of Mahavadanya. He is referred as Mahavadanya, which means the most beneficent incarnation. We have in this material world people, though, when they give something as donation, they are called as Vadhanya. The word Vadhanya refers to someone who is very very big donor. You know, like in Mahabharata, we all know that Karna is known as a big donor. And in different cultures, different people are known as big donors, traditionally also. The kings used to be supposed to be donors. They have to give donations to brahmanas and sannyasis and even to other people also. And such people are called as Vadanya, which means they are merciful. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is munificent. He is most munificent. Why he is called most munificent? Because he gives something which is not given by anybody else. Everybody can give something, and when they give something, they are called as merciful, munificent, all these things. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives something which was not given by anyone, so he is called as Mahavadanya. He is the most merciful incarnation. And that refers to Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. But nevertheless, his mercy is not just manifested in one way, but it is manifested in multiple ways. He is merciful. He is called most merciful because of several reasons. The topmost reason is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, that which he gives. But still, there are many other reasons by which he is called as most beneficent. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dhoya Koro Vichar. If you want to examine something, please examine the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he says, Vichar korile chitte pape chamatkar. If you examine so, then you will be struck with wonder in your heart. Your heart will be struck with wonder. If you happen to analyze the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not just as sufficient to say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most merciful or most munificent. It is not just sufficient. We as devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should know how he is most merciful. Like Srila Prabhupada used to say that it is not sufficient to know how that God is great. We should know how the God is great. So similarly, it is not sufficient for us to know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most merciful, but we should know how he is most merciful. Then only we advance in the science of God or science of Mahaprabhu, to be more specific here. So that is the important point, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mercy has to be understood through examination, through analysis. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami invites critics to analyze the mercy of Mahaprabhu and challenges that nobody can find anyone who is more merciful than Mahaprabhu. That's the conclusion he comes up with. So he says, Bahujanma kore jodi shravan kirtan thabutha na phaibe Krishna pade premadhan. Even if you engage in several lifetimes in kirtan and shravan, still you will not get the Krishna prema, which is called here as premadhan. Premadhana. It's not just prema. He uses the word premadhana. It's like wealth. Dhana means wealth. It's very easy to understand. Premadhana is not so easy to attain. Even after chanting, hearing for so many lifetimes. That is received only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His mercy is what can bestow prema onto people. And it is said elsewhere also that one can receive the one can receive the prema through his devotees. The Lord only has to give, and that comes through his devotees, not by our own Shravan or Kirtan. Even though it may be related to Krishna, but that alone cannot give us Krishna Prema. Prahlad Maharaj famously says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Mathirna Krishna Parta Sutova Mitopi Padyeta Griha Vratanam Adhanta Gopir Vishatam Tamishram Puna Punas Charvita Charvanana. He says, Krishnamati, The intelligence or consciousness of Krishna cannot be attained by one's own intelligence or through the advice of others, nor through both. One cannot attain it. Madhirna Krishna Parata Swathoba. It cannot come from outside, it cannot be developed by one's own self, and it cannot come through the combination of both also. Then how one can receive it? He further says, Prahlad Maharaj says, that one has to receive the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. One has to take throughout his body. Padala Jopishekam, he says, unless one takes into his body the entire dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, one cannot receive it. That is even for generally to attain Krishna consciousness. That is the standard. So what to speak of Krishna Prema? That is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna is the source of all rasa. Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure. We have one small book. Actually, that was a booklet, later came into as a book. Krishna is the reservoir of pleasure, Raso Vaisaha. Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. Krishna is defined as Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the ocean of all rasa, Akila Rasa Amrita, all nectarian ocean. He is the reservoir of everything. And he exhibited that highest level of rasa with his devotees, with all his associates. Nevertheless, he kept that locked. He kept that treasure house locked and sealed. It was not open. It was not meant for everybody. He kept that only with his close associates. And that Premera Vanya, that flood of Prema, was kept in a tank, just for our understanding. Krishna kept the Prema, water of Prema, in a big tank, and he locked it and sealed it. It was not given for everyone. Actually, to say anyone except his associates, close associates. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he opened that floodgate. He opened that Pandora box. They say in Greek mythology, they use the word Pandora box. Anyway, he opened something which gives everyone everything. He opened that floodgate. What happens when one opens the floodgate? All the area gets flooded. Nobody can escape. Nobody can escape. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. He opened the floodgate of Krishna Prema and nobody could escape from that. Even people who wanted to escape, they were captured by it. When flood comes, everything will be inundated with that. You can rise skyscrapers, but if the flood is so high, even in skyscrapers, it may reach. There is no level. If it is so flooded, it can reach whatever the way it is. But people try to escape from the flood by entering into the skyscraper. Right? So similarly, some people will escape from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy flood by entering into, here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the analogy is given by climbing up, more or less, I am just paraphrasing, by climbing up the tree. If you climb up the tree, you escape from the flood. But then, if the flood stands for some time, even the trees will collapse. You have experience of flood here, any of you? No, this is not flooded area at all. In whole Karnataka, you will not see flood. But if you go to Bengal, we are all Bengalis, right? Supposed to be. We are all Gaudiyas, which means Bengalis. And if you go to Bengal, or even in Tamil Nadu, in some places, you can see flood. But the flood, that which comes through river, comes from the river, that's more serious than just through rain. Because the river collects all the flood, and when the river is flooding, it will just capture. You might have seen pictures of Mayapur temple itself getting flooded. And when that comes, if you have crops, the crops will get immersed totally and the crops will get spoiled. The only thing which remains will be the trees. the trees don't get spoiled so quickly. But if the water stays stagnant for some time, for a long time, even the trees get destroyed. Even the trees are affected. So what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, similar to that, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's flood comes, all the impurities in our heart, which are like, small plants, creepers, whatever is grown, they are all destroyed. It's a flood which is meant for good. So everything is destroyed. But sometimes, for some people, those anarthas stand like a tree and people climb up into that tree and they don't want the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says the Mayavadis are like that. The impersonalists, they are like that. They don't want the mercy of Mahaprabhu. They stay stubborn. But even for them, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his mercy by keeping that flood. When we speak about Mahaprabhu's mercy, usually we say that we quote the example of Jagai and Madai, which is well known to the regular visitors here. So the story of Jagai and Madai is well known, but at the same time, while talking about the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he quotes the incident which happens in Kashi in Varanasi, his mercy towards the Mayavadis. That is shown as a great example for his mercy. Jagai and Madai were ruffians. The ruffians were given mercy. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, the Mayavadis, who appears externally as great scholars, pandits, and they were shown mercy despite their reluctance, not about Krishna consciousness. They are stubborn people. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes that as an example for Mahaprabhu's great mercy. It's not that Mahaprabhu's great mercy is only through Jagai and Madai. It is also exhibited when he shown his mercy to Mayavadis in Varanasi. It is said here, Uchchaila Prema Vanya Chodikya Vedhai Stri Vriddha Balaka Juva Shabhare Dubhai. When this Premera Vanya, the flood of Prema gets flown, who are all getting immersed in it? It said Sabhare Dubai. Dubai means they were immersed or they just drowned. Yeah, they are drowned into it. Everybody is drowned into the prema. Who are they? Stri, female body people. Vriddha, old people. Balaka, even kids. Yuva, young people. All of them are Sabhara Duba. Everybody is immersed. Everybody is drowned into that flood. Sarjana, and he continues saying, Sarjana, those who are gentle people, they are also drowned. Durjana, useless people, they are also drowned. Pangu, those who are, handicapped. Jada, those who are like inert beings, they are also immersed. Andagana, blind people. Premera Vanya, Dubhailo, Jagatera Jana. All the people in the world are the mercy flood which was released by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that mercy is exhibited to all the people, but still these Mayavadis of Kashi, they were reluctant to take up the mercy of Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling, whoever could see him, they all get completely bewildered by his form, by his kirtan, and what to speak of his activities. They don't need to say anything. Just by seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his beautiful golden form, everybody just mesmerized and they get the mercy and they immediately become entered into Premera Vanya. Flood of Prema enters into their heart. And it is described to such a level that if you happen to see that devotee, then even such people get immersed into the prema. It's not necessary that one has to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You just have to see someone who has seen Mahaprabhu. That is enough for people to receive Mahaprabhu's kripa. That much was the strength, the strong was so heavy. It is like epidemic. We all had experience a few years back, the coronavirus, right? That virus, when someone has the virus, you see them, you talk with them, you get the virus. And someone else who sees you, they also get the virus. So the virus is in negative way. Premeravanya is in positive way. It's contagious in a positive sense. Okay? And that's how, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling throughout all the places, and this was common scenario. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that this was a common scenario, that anywhere, wherever he went, this was seen everywhere. People whoever seen him, they get immersed with Krishna Prema, and whoever sees that person, they also get into Krishna Prema. So that was how he was going through. But nevertheless, when he went to Kashi, the Varanasi, the Mayavadis, they were stubborn. But they were also released by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And his mercy was acting on ruffians also. There are several ruffians we see. The typical is Jaga and Madha. But also, there are other ruffians, other people, hard people. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through several places, there are many people he met. And they submit themselves, and there are several philosophers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his mercy. He meets with Mayavadis and logicians, as well as Sri Vaishnavas, Madhvas, Buddhists. So all these different kind of people were met by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he shows mercy to them. And he also shows mercy to his intimate associates. Who can estimate their mercy? The amount of mercy which the intimate associates of Mahaprabhu they got, we can't imagine. And his servants, what to speak of his servants, his close servants, they got such a level of mercy. Mahaprabhu's, if you have to understand this even little bit, you have to go through step by step. What is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's so, the relationship between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are beyond our imagination. The level of love and trust which he experiences, which he transfers between them. He just says to his servants that I am dependent on you. You give me permission. I will go to my yatra. He doesn't go to his yatra of his own. He begs permission from his associates. And that is how he shares his love with them. And when Balabhadra Bhattacharya travels with him, he just says, because of your mercy, I could able to take darshan of several holy places. And he goes to Raghunath Das Goswami and begs for that rice, spoiled rice and rotten rice which he was eating as a method of tapasya, and he begs for that rice. Why are you eating something without giving to me? And Raghunath Das Goswami doesn't want to give, but he just forcefully takes that and says, this is the most tastier prasadam I have ever tasted. Why are you not giving me this? And he goes and hugs Sanatana Goswami when his whole body is oozing with a lot of pus. No one wants to touch, no one wants to see such a person who has pus in his body, throughout the body. Once it happened to Sanatana Goswami, his whole body was puzzing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just going and every day hugging him. Every day. Every day he used to go and meet Haridas Thakur in his bhajan kutir. And that time Sanatana was staying over there and Mahaprabhu was forcibly hugging him. And every time that pus will touch Mahaprabhu's body, who can imagine that? Sanatana was not actually able to bear such a level of Mahaprabhu's affection. But Mahaprabhu says, by touching you, my body is purified. You are such a great level of devotee. By touching you, my body is purified. This is the level of love which he, and just some example. Okay, then I can go on many. So this is like Govinda. You can see several. Like Govinda was personal servant of Mahaprabhu. For those who don't know, Govinda, the level in which he serves. See, it's very difficult to be servant of any great personality because so many people will come and give so many things to Govinda and tell that please give this prasadam to Mahaprabhu. They will feed so much, and it happened such a way that one whole room full of prasadam was just stored. And Govinda, every day the devotees were asking, did you give the prasadam which I gave? Did you give? Did you give? How much I can give to Mahaprabhu? So he goes and tells to Mahaprabhu, you see, this is how people are torturing me. Every day, so much of prasadam is there in the whole of one whole full room is there with prasadam. Mahaprabhu says, okay, just bring everything. He just brings everything and eats everything in one day. He can eat anything and everything. He is Supreme Lord. Okay? But he does so that his servant is motivated to please his servant. And to please Govinda, he does so many things. Once Govinda saves, once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears someone singing Gita Govinda, and he just hears that and he runs towards the person. But it happens to be that the person who was singing was a Mataji. In the speed in which Mahaprabhu was going, he could have just hugged that Mataji, and what would have happened to him? But Govinda runs fast and he just catches his lotus feet and says, that's my woman who is singing. Stunned, Mahaprabhu just stunned and stays at the same spot and says, you saved my life. Mahaprabhu is Krishna, he knows everything, but this is how he exchanges his love with his devotees. So these are all different ways in which he shows the mercy to his devotees. He shows his mercy to the preachers of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada said the Leela, the mercy of Mahaprabhu is still continuing. This whole Krishna conscious movement is happening. This is another manifestation of Mahaprabhu's mercy. We say that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Manobhishtam, his inner desire, was fulfilled by Rupa Goswami, right? We have that prayer for Rupa Goswami. What is that prayer? Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamahyam Tadati Sapatantikam. Rupa Goswami, who fulfilled the innermost desire of Mahaprabhu. What is his innermost desire? His innermost desire is this. Anarpita charim chirag karunaya bhatirna kalau samarpaitam unnata ujjvala rasa swabhakti shriyam. He wanted to give the unnata ujjvala rasa of Krishna consciousness, and that was fulfilled by Rupa Goswami by writing his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But at the same time, Srila Bhakti Sansar Thakur said there is another Manobhishta of Mahaprabhu. Who knows that? Who knows that? Another Manobhishta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prithiviti Achyotayadi Nagaradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Bhavi Moronam. So one who preaches, the one who is, that in every town and village, that holy name has to spread. This was also another Manobhishta of Mahaprabhu. And that was fulfilled by none other than our dear Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he gave this holy name to everyone. Usually we say that, you see, that's another mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was merciful. His mercy was exhibited through Harinama Sankirtan. Right? How he executed this. Yes, he was most beneficent, magnanimous. All these things are there. How he practically made it possible. Wherever Kirtan happens, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wherever this Kirtan happens, he is present there. Of course, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it specifically mentions certain locations where he is present. But nevertheless, this whole movement, Srila Prabhupada's movement, is there with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. And once a book distributor asked Srila Prabhupada that what will happen to us We keep on distributing our books, but if we forget Krishna at the time of death, what will happen? Right? Prabhupada answered that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will make sure that you remember him. So that is also mercy of Mahaprabhu. The whole movement is running with the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Our preaching is happening with his mercy. So Mahaprabhu is more merciful to his preachers. He says that Amaragnya Guru hoi tare desh. He says, by my order you become Guru and deliver the whole world. What is his order? Jare dekhe tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Whoever you see, whoever you met, speak them about Krishna Upadesh. Krishna Upadesh has two things, okay? Krishna se Upadesh and Krishna se Katha and Krishna Vishaya Katha. Bhagavad Gita as well as Srimad Bhagavatam. Both are said to be as Krishna Upadesh. We have to engage it as preachers. So Mahaprabhu is more merciful to preachers. If we can deliver his message, if we can deliver the message of Krishna, he is more merciful. So if we are preachers, then naturally we may have to pass through a lot of difficulties. Preaching is not easy. Preaching is not something cakewalk. In our preaching endeavors, we inevitably have to face lot of obstacles in the form of atheists, Mayavadis, Buddhists, Jains, etc., etc. There are several what you can say, deviants. In various forms, we have to face obstacles. Anyone who wants to preach without facing obstacles, that means they don't understand what does it mean by preaching. Right? It's stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita that preaching is twofold. What are the twofold? Anyone knows that? Prem Pracharan, Pashanda Dhala. Preaching happens in two methods. One is Prem Pracharan, to preach about Prema, to preach about love of Krishna, to preach about Krishna consciousness. And another is Pashanda Dhalan, to punish the Pashandis, to the atheists, to the Mayavadis. That is also part of preaching. So preaching is twofold. So every preacher has to face obstacles. We are swimming in the ocean of nectar, the ocean of flood which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that ocean there are sharks, there are crocodiles which will try to swallow us. So, but still we can sail through them if we take to the mercy of Mahaprabhu. It is said by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Mande, I worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balopi Yad Anugrahat, by whose mercy even a small boy, Tharain Nana Matagraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. There is an ocean called Siddhantas. There are several Siddhantas exist around the world. And in that ocean, there are so many obstacles are there. And even if we take to the mercy of Mahaprabhu, even a small boy can cross through that. And there are so many such verses are there. You know, I am little over enthusiastic often, as you happen to be. There are so many examples, so many verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita which speaks about the mercy of Mahaprabhu. There is a famous verse from, I believe that is by Sridhar Swami's Bhagavatam commentary, that how does it begin? Pangum langayate grim yat kripadamaham mande paramanandam. How does it begin? Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate grim yat kripadamaham mande paramananda madhavam. So this is from Sridhar Swami's Bhagavatam commentary. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he just tweaks little bit of this verse. And he says, where is that verse? Pangum langhayate shailam. Sridhar Swami uses that Pangum langayate girim. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tweaks and says that Pangum langayate shailam means the same. Pangum langayate shailam, Mukham avartayet shrutim means the same basically. Mukham karoti vachalam. One becomes, even a person who cannot speak can become fluent. Even a person who cannot speak can chant Vedic mantras. And even a person who cannot walk can cross over the mountain. When Yat Kripadaham Vande Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. By the mercy of Krishna Chaitanya, all these are possible. Anyway, I am going a little bit out of time, so I will stop with this. But I will, anyway, it happens. I would like you all to remember that we are all dependent on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, and we should remember that, and we should constantly hear about this, constantly hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and his reason for his incarnation, all these things. So, before I conclude, I would like you all to repeat one verse from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Very simple, you can all repeat. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam. Giyatam Giyatam Mudha. Giyatam Giyatam Mudha. Giyatam Giyatam Mudha. Giyatam Giyatam Mudha. Chintyatam Chintyatam Bhaktas. Chintyatam Chintyatam Bhaktas. Chaitanya Charitamritam. Chaitanya Charitamritam. Chaitanya Charitamritam. Chaitanya Charitamritam. Very simple one, you can understand the meaning very easily. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam. Always one has to hear, should be heard, or let it be heard, let it be heard. Always. Giyatam Giyatam Mudha. Intelligently we let us, everyone sing all the time. Chintyatam Chintyatam Bhaktas. Oh dear devotees, please always think about Chaitanya Charita Amrita, the nectar of the Charita of Chaitanya. You can understand. It's very easy one. So thank you so much for giving me opportunity and patiently hearing something. And I hope you got some idea. And it's long to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. As I quoted that verse, if you vichar korilo pabe chitte chamatkar, you will be stuck with wonder. Stuck with wonder if you happen to analyze this mercy. So we didn't even touch to analyze that mercy, but just something I spoken. Sorry, I took little extra time. I won't take any question answer now. If anyone wants something to discuss, we can discuss later. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Gaurapoornima Mahotsav ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you very much, Prabhu. You introduced this topic of mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely, and you took us through many wonderful shlokas explaining the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also inspired us to always think about, read, and hear Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we are all very, very grateful to you. So let's express our gratitude to Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So next we will be having the drama performance by the devotees here.